Okay, so we're doing level 3 now. Level 3 was +1, +2, +1, +2, so forth. So level 3, which one was level 3? It was the button, right? So the button's going to end up, that's number 2, but the bell's level 3. Okay, so level 3 is the bell. So first we're just going to create the variables that we need. And the variables that we need for level 3 is we need our counter, so we're going to create I. We need our random variable, so we're going to create rand. And we need I think that's actually all we need. No, we need another one, which is the display variable, which is the actual variable, counter variable. So we're going to work with that. Now, to do this, all we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to need to, first thing you always do in programming is after you've declared your variables, they've been declared, we now need to initialize them. You mustn't forget to initialize your variables. So we're going to start off by setting I to 0. We're then going to set random to the random numbers. So we start off by initializing our, and it's 5 to what we were 5 to 15. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what I think is that, and we're then going to set our display to 0 is fine. What is the first value in our number sequence actually?
1.
1. So we're going to set display to 1.
So is it fine if you did the first number at 0?
I'm not too fussed about that. It's a number sequence. I won't deduct marks there because as long as you.
I did 0, 1, 3. I didn't.
Okay, so guys, pattern matters more than starting values. I think for your matric exam, I would suggest you rather do it exactly as it states. But I mean, they wouldn't ask you to scratch anyway. But I'm not going to be so pedantic. But for example, there might be a mark allocated. Is it set correctly? And if I'm marking 100% to the memo, I need to, or to the mark sheet, I will mark that incorrectly. But for now, I'm not going to. Okay, now set display to 1. We are then going to create a loop to loop through the random number of times. So all we're going to do is we're going to say repeat until I is equal to the random number of times. You can also just say repeat random number of times, but I'm not going to do that because I want to do it properly. Repeat until I is equal to rand. And then we'll just literally increment our I so that our I will increment up. Now we need to alternate between +ing 1 and +ing 2. How did we do that? How did we do that last time?
So the way I did it, I just changed each by 3.
On from there, we can also just go if it's odd. So when it's odd, like it is for the first number, we plus 2. Because remember, this is number 0, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4. If I start at 0, it's difficult to work with odds and evens, so I'm going to start at 1. So what do I need to change? I need to change my I to be. I need to change my I to be 1. So if mod, what does mod do again? Okay, if you divide whatever that number is by 2, if it's equal to 0, it means that it is completely divisible by that number. There's no remainder. So it returns the remainder. So if it is equal to 0, it means it is even. So when it is even, it should be. Anybody? When it's even. So this is, it's even and we add 1. When it's odd, we add 2. Does that make sense? Odd, we add 2, like we saw there. So this actually gives you the, I just write down the numbers so I can see the sequencing. Because this is the counter, I is going, let me actually just show what it's tracking. This is tracking I, this is tracking display. So this is what I is and this is what display should be showing. So when I is 1, display should be showing 1. And the next step would be +ing 2. So when I is 1, it should add 2. When I is 2, it should add 1. So in this case, if it's odd, if it's even, we add 1. So then we just go change display by 1. When if it's odd, we want to, oh sorry, we should be up here. If it's odd, we should change display by 2. And then all we'll do is we would say over here, say display for, I would say, 1 second. So now, if we run this, I'm going to have to get past level 1s, 2 and 3s and 4s and stuff, yeah?
So instead of using an eye and a display separately,
Okay, basically the idea is here is there are multiple ways to solve this quicker in Scratch. However, I'm showing you in a way that is applicable to any language, like you would create a counter to count and so forth. Now, the next thing we would want to do, I believe this is correct. What I suggest you guys do is, in a situation like this where you have to get to level 4 before all of them display, because I started level 1, I would suggest you just set it off by saying start at level 4. And later on when you finish the game, just remember to change it back to level 1 that it starts at. Does that make sense? So for now, I'm just doing that so that I can test level 3 directly out. And then it should go 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, right?
Yeah.
What haven't we done?
you haven't added an answer.
Yeah.
In this case, I'm literally just going to copy and paste directly, duplicate. So I just delete it.
Probably.
There's no undo. No. Yeah,
Scratch it.
okay, I mustn't do this again. Duplicate, Alex. Now this should be I. If level is equal to 2, this should be 1. This should be 2. I think that's right. Is that right?
Yeah.
So duplicate goes through to Bell, and now in this case, the only difference will be here is equal to display, and then I would say level is equal to 3, then change to level 4, and then that's done. Alright, now we've got that working. I can assume this works. We can test it later, but it's not the end of the world. Now, button number 4, which everybody else should be working on at the moment, or not button number 4, the level 4, which other people should also be working, is the Fibonacci sequence. Now, to start working with the Fibonacci sequence, you'll actually even see on the shared drive, I've got a whole entire section on how the Fibonacci sequence works. So I know on YouTube I've got it. Actually, potentially, I would say go to YouTube, and then I can get some likes on the video. It'd be nice. But it shows you how to deal with it in Java, on how to work with Fibonacci. So let me actually, how do you spell Fibonacci?
F-I-B, I.